you heard of the new Raven movie that's coming out?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Do you know what it's based off of?
It's based off of all of Edgar Allan Poe's works. The culmination of everything.
Edgar Allan Poe.
To what may I attribute the honor of your call?
The night before last, a young girl and her mother were found murdered. The daughter's body was lodged in a chimney. The mother's head severed with a straight razor.
You're referring to one of my stories, a work of fiction.
I'm afraid I am not.
Brooke, I'm so excited to see this movie, The Raven.
I know, me too. Did you know that it actually alludes from Edgar Allan Poe's books?
It's not about a bird?
No, that's actually one of his works.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good job.
I actually learned that my junior year of high school. I was in honors English, and my professor, or teacher at the time, because it's high school, he made us do definitions every week, and that was one of my definitions that I learned.
Awesome.
Not really.
Okay, an illusion is what?
It's like a hallucination.
On what drug?
Acid.
So what do you think an illusion is?
I guess it's either a shadow or a reference to something important.
Oh my gosh!
So what's an illusion then? Oh, I know this. Hold on. Mr. John told us that an illusion is when you see something that looks like something else and it plays a trick on your eyes, or...
I'm pretty sure Mr. John didn't say that.
Oh.
An illusion is trickery of the eye. An allusion is a reference to either people, literary works, myths. You know what this movie reminds me of? Is Easy A. Have you ever seen it?
I have the cute redhead in it.
But did you know it's just like this movie? They have other illusions in it.
Ah, there's more?
Two to be in fact. There's one from Huckleberry Finn, and there's one from The Scarlet Letter, actually.
Hey, those are two American literary works. This is getting
Ironically, we were studying The Scarlet Letter. Isn't that always the way? The books you read in class always seem to have some strong connection with whatever angsty adolescent drama is going on.
I will be your sexy silk. Wrap me around, round, round, round. I'll be your pussycat licking your milk right now.
Except for Huckleberry Finn. Because I don't know any teenage boys who have ever run away with a big hulking black guy.
Oh my god! Did you hear that Brandon ran away from home? Yeah, totally. He left his parents a note that said, "I'm gay, bitches," and then he skipped out with some big hulking black guy. Ah!
My apologies to Mark Twain.
You know, after watching all these movies and all these illusions, I wonder if there's any other movies that reference to different American literature.
I don't know. Let me think about it. How about cartoons? How did you get here, Robert?
Haven?
Not important. Watch these.
Don't worry, I'll drop the anchor.
Ouch!
She's diving into the fourth dimension!
We have to cut the rope. Negative, Sailor Moon. We're going for a sleigh ride.
Oh, no, sorry.
There was a Gold Girl episode taken from O. Henry.
Where do you see it, like in modern day media, TVs and movies and stuff?
One of the really cool ones that I've seen is Gilmore Girls. Gilmore Girls constantly is referring to literature and movies and really like pop culture, very underground subculture type of things. So every time I watched an episode, I would go and run to the internet and try to figure out what they were talking about.
What other works do you think would have an illusion in it? Any kind of a...
I hate to use the example, but I would have to say probably Family Guy, because there's a lot of things that occur within this date, but they're always cutting back to things in the past.
Like Moby Dick.
Yeah, just there's a lot of different topics. I mean, you know, really, there's just different things.
How often do you think people today use illusions, like in their everyday life?
I think often they just don't know. Like, we've used a lot of pop culture references, and like people just use it but it's actually, a lot of them are based off of like things in the past that we have no idea about.
So what you're saying is people unwittingly allude
they
to
have
things.
no idea, but they are.
It's like
to be or not to be. If you say that, you're
alluding.
A lot of people don't even know that it's from Hamlet, but it's
exactly.
It's from Hamlet.
So like you're saying that some works are so ingrained into the pop culture
become, like,
psyche.
normal speaking.
How often do you think everyday people use allusions today?
You mean taking what's in the present and going back into the past?
Yeah, alluding or referencing something that, like something major, you know, like.
I think a lot of people do that. I think a lot of what goes on today in people's lives, they're always wanting to go back and think about what happened in the past, you know, and how does that relate to the future, the present or the future.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what the writers did back when they did their writings, you know, is they took something, they took the language, the English language, and they put a lot of deeper meaning into what they were writing and what they were trying to convey. And yet today, when they try to allude, adapt, readapt what these earlier writers were trying to convey, it's like they've lost something. And basically what they're doing is they're trying to just make it to the masses to where it's more of entertainment. It's not, they're not trying to convey what the earlier writers were trying to express. It's more, like I said, it's more entertainment. It's more how can we sell this to the masses? To me it just loses a lot of its meaning, and I think that's why the earlier writings, the earlier writers, especially when it comes to people who, especially teachers, English professors, have more, in a way they're able to go deeper into what the earlier writers were able to do and express a little bit more of what, you know, what they were trying to mean, rather than going to a movie theater and trying to grasp what they were watching on a big screen. It's just not the same. I mean, it's just there's no comparison.
So you think things have been lost in translation into the modern era?
I think a lot's been lost. Like I said, it's just, you know, especially like when you try to take something from a novel and you try to bring that to the screen, it's never the same. I would much rather, in all honesty, I would much rather read something from the past or from a previous novel and go to a movie, because it's not the same. It's nowhere near what the author or authors were trying to convey. Works of art are works of art. You just can't, you know, you can't.
No compromise.
You can't compromise it. I mean, that's why to me, I would much rather read something that was written in the past than go and watch something in the movie, because a lot is lost in the translation, and a lot is lost of what the author or authors are trying to convey within that novel.
Okay.
Okay, so, and if allusion is relating back to or referring back to something in American literature, and Demi Moore played in The Scarlet Letter, and she named her child Scout from To Kill a Mockingbird, then is it true that Gwyneth Paltrow named her daughter Apple after the literary work Twilight's book cover?
Because of the apple on it?
Yes.
Probably so. Definitely so.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, she did.
Okay, got it now. Does a thing like that, Gwyneth?
Celebrities.
Apparently.
I think I'm gonna name my kid Pear.
I'm thinking more like tortilla.
Tortilla.
what kind of impact do you think American literature has on popular culture, both like in just America and in the world? Like, what kind of impact do you think it made?
That's a tough question. I think American literature has made a huge impact in the world.
To a big enough impact that someone who's from another country or is unfamiliar with American literature could know something?
I think it cuts both ways, because you have people that are in overseas or in other cultures that have written great works of art that have shared it with us. In American literature, I think that, like I said, I think it cuts both ways, because what we have in American literature goes abroad, and the people there enjoy just as much as we enjoy what comes from their cultures.
People still get a lot of ideas from literature, but there's like new technologies coming in, so it's not the most popular way.
I am so grateful to Mr. John this semester for showing me and enlightening me, kind of like the Enlightenment era, about what an illusion was.
Me too. Like, he really helped us. Like, if it wasn't for him, I would have personally never known that teachers can have bunk beds in their office.
True.
Didn't Mr. John talk about this?
Mr. John is great.